Hi, welcome back to another edition of the preview show. It's been a couple of weeks, apologies I haven't been online last couple of weeks. I think since the Masters, school holidays, lots of other stuff going on in my work life that just meant I didn't get a chance to review the last couple of events. But to be fair, there's always a little bit of a tail off after the Masters, although it's a shame because Harbour Town a couple of weeks ago was a cracking course. But even still, we're back on it. And I thought I'd do one this week because it's a bit of a funky event. It's the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, which is the pairs event, better known as the pairs event, which made its return to the tour last year, 2017. This event was won by Jonas Blixt and Cameron Smith, the young Aussie. They won it in a playoff against Kisner, I believe, Kisner and his partner, Scott Brown. Last year, and it proved to be a real success. It's the first time they've had a pairs event since the early 80s. It's quite a nice, I suppose, a welcome change to the traditional stroke play. I know obviously we had the match play events a couple of weeks ago as well, just before Masters, but it's really quite an enjoyable format to look at. So the format for this week is 4 rounds as usual. Rounds 1 and 3 are Fourball better ball. And rounds 2 and 4 are Foursomes. So I would expect today, Thursday and Saturday, that's where you're going to see the low scores. I think if you don't shoot sort of low 60s, you're almost counted out of the tournament. So certainly it's an interesting format, including both aspects of pairs golf, 4 balls and Foursomes. Because I think today will suit the streaky, birdie hunters, your Bubba Watsons of this world, whereas tomorrow and Sunday will sort of, I suppose, lean more towards a more consistent golf of putting it in play. So it's about finding that balance between aggression, putting your partner in the best spot possible moving forward. So really looking forward to the event. The field this year is stronger than last year. I know there were some good names. I know Spieth played and so on last year, but I think the field this year feels like it's a bit stronger. I saw somewhere, I think 30 of the top 50 are actually playing in this event. So that's a good testament to the strength of the field. The strong favourites are Rose and Stenson, obviously. Played together a lot in the Ryder Cups, got a really good track record in that event, and they're at the minute, just looking here, 15-2. So they're 15-2 as the favourites to win the events. Now, for me, for my winner this week, I'm not actually going to go with them. I think I would quite like to. Justin Rose is playing phenomenal golf this year. Henrik Stenson's back in a bit of form, played well at the Masters. Played well at the Pebble Beach Invitational, if I remember rightly, and again in the Florida Swing earlier on. So he's in some decent form as well. So I would expect them to be there or thereabouts. Both of them, they score well and they both keep the ball in play. So I would really expect them to do pretty well over this format. For me, for my winners, I'm actually going to go with the Masters champion and his partner. So I'm going to go with Patrick Reed and Patrick Cantlay, so the two Patricks. I feel a bit sorry for Reed and some of the sort of press that he's had since his win and about his parents and family situation, how he doesn't talk to them and all the rest of it. I think he's been a bit unfairly maligned. Now, I know there's lots of stories about him in college and so on, but look, hey, we all make mistakes. Now, I don't necessarily like the guy. He comes across a bit strange, I would say, on the golf course, but you can't fault his game. He's just a real fighter, and he seems to really rev up to these kind of pairs type events, as we could see from his Ryder Cup record. I think at 12-1. 12-1 at the minute. He's definitely worth a punt. Cantlay's been playing great over the last 18 months. Really solid player. It'd be interesting to see how those two play well together. I'm going to go with a hot hand in Patrick Reed. It'll be interesting to see if he can do the only thing that's been done, I think, which is following up a Masters victory with a win in your next event. I think Tiger Woods was the last person to do that back in 2007. I heard some stat the other day. So they're my pick for winners this week. In terms of each way, there's loads of different areas you can go in. There's some pairs I really do fancy the look of. You've got kind of, again, going back to the Ryder Cup theme, European Ryder Cup theme. You've got Poulter and McDowell. They're paired together, so they're kind of early 30s. And you've got the guys who came second last year, Kevin Kisner and Scott Brown, again 40, I think they're 40 to 1 if I remember rightly. Yeah, 40 to 1. So again, not bad odds, and Kisner again loves these types of formats. He did great at the President's Cup last year, playing with Phil Mickelson. Obviously did well in this event, lost in the playoff to Blix and Smith last year. So again, they're a good shout. But I'm going to go for a young English pair. I'm going for Fleetwood and Paisley, Chris Paisley. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood's form has been brilliant all season this year. I think he's really shown his class, top 10 player now. Chris Paisley's obviously won. He had a string of top 5 events at the beginning of the European Tour season. Played well in WGC over in Mexico. Had a bit of a dodgy last sort of 27 holes out there, but for the most part performed really well. So in those North American conditions showed some good form. I quite like them as an each way bet, around 35 to 1. Not bad odds there. And in terms of sort of outsiders, I was thinking about, for nostalgia and I suppose hilarity purposes really, Daly and Sabatini. John Daly, Rory Sabatini, probably one of the most loved players on tour in Daly to the most hated players on tour in Sabatini. I thought it was a comedy pairing. But I'm going to go for another Ryder Cup, a duo in Donaldson, Jamie Donaldson and Ross Fisher. Ross Fisher's had a sneaky good last 6 months. Long off the tee, it's just solid all-round game. He's not the flashiest of player, he's a little bit slow, but he's a good player. And again, Jamie Donaldson, who can forget his winning shot at the Ryder Cup back at Glen Eagles in, I think it's 2014 now. So I do quite like those two guys at 100 to 1. I think they could probably turn up and do all right this week. So there we have it. Look, really interesting tournament. Intrigued to see how it goes on. I didn't see much of it last year, so I'm going to be tuning in this weekend just to see how that pans out. In terms of other news about me, I've actually now finally, after about 2 years, set up a website for my blogging. I'll put the link in down here, benswanton.golf. So if you want to follow me there, or my blog's on there, you can do, and that'll have all these videos up there that I'll upload in due course. And I've been affiliated with another website, Golf Code Weekly. Again, I'll put their website down here. It's a great little website for you to look at, getting free tee times, particularly wherever you're based. So particularly here in the UK, you can get free tee times with lots of great courses. So check out that website as well, and I'll put that link to the bottom here. But let me know who you think this weekend, how you think it'll go. I'll be intrigued. I'll be surprised if this one might be a bit of a random result. I think it's one of those events that lends itself to somebody coming out of the woodwork that we wouldn't have thought of to win it, as happened last year. But I still think we're in for an interesting weekend. Cheers for now. Bye.